All right, guys. So, what is exactly happening today with Bitcoin and altcoins? Okay, Bitcoin is continuing to drop even more today. Same with alts. Alts are not looking too good, I must say. So, what is causing this drop to happen right now for Bitcoin and crypto? Well, let's talk about it, guys. There is, in fact, a fair few things that I do want to talk about and show you guys. There is, in fact, a fair few charts, okay, that I do want to show you guys. Okay, what can we expect to happen for Bitcoin? Okay, so remember, guys, we are, in fact, in November, okay, and I told you guys, right, in yesterday's video where I was talking about, what can we expect for Bitcoin? Will we see a moon November? So if you guys haven't seen yesterday's video where I talk about that, you should definitely check it out and then come back to this one. But yeah, we are in fact in November, and I told you guys we could potentially see a pretty bullish November, but I must say this is not looking too good. Okay, like this is not a great start for Moonvember if we're gonna see one, right? So let's talk about it, guys. Looking at the Bitcoin price today, $107,000. So yeah, Bitcoin has dropped quite a bit today, right? Let's go to the 1 hour time frame, and yeah, you can clearly see yesterday, it was actually looking very, very good for Bitcoin, and it was looking like it was ready to go much, much higher. So yesterday we saw Bitcoin going up to $111,000. Okay, and it had this little correction, went back up a little bit, and yeah, earlier this morning, yeah, Bitcoin just continued to go much, much lower, and went as low as $106,000. So Bitcoin is dropping. Obviously, someone is selling, and we may know who exactly is selling Bitcoin, right? And I will talk more about that as well. But yeah, the crypto market today, it is not looking too good, guys. Okay, it really, really isn't. The crypto total market cap has dropped quite a bit. It's now sitting at 3.58 trillion. I remember a couple of days ago, like 2, 3 days ago, it was sitting at like above 3.7 trillion. Now it's back below 3.6 trillion, guys. So yeah, the market's not looking too good. Overall today, the market is down over 3%, 3.4%. So yeah, like I said, Bitcoin is dropping today, right? It's down 3%, but alts today are taking a bigger hit, guys. Okay, past 24 hours, you guys clearly see reds all around. Okay, altcoins are down. Okay, we are seeing some alts down like 3%, some down 5%, even over 5%. Some are down 10% and beyond. So yeah, it is not looking too good for alts, guys. Like I said, it is a red day, but understand, guys, days like today, okay, is a great time to buy more, right? It really, really is, guys. As I've been telling guys, many, many times, I'm buying, I don't know about you guys, but I am buying more Bitcoin, okay, and Casper, right? A couple of hours ago, I did actually buy a little bit more Casper since it is, in fact, dropping. It's back below 5 cents. So I took this as an opportunity to buy more. So if you guys haven't seen the video that I uploaded a couple of hours ago, you should check it out, where I talk about Casper going back down to these 4 cent levels. So yeah, watch that video if you guys haven't already. But yeah, odds are in fact taking a bigger hit today for sure, guys. So days like this, guys, is a great time to accumulate, right? Buy more Bitcoin or your favorite altcoins. I still do believe, guys, we will see altcoins exploding. Okay, usually alts, do explode usually towards the end of every bull cycle, right? Whether that's like a few weeks time period, okay, it does explode. But I must say, like I said, right, alts have not been looking too good. Okay, and this is why, guys, I hold a majority of Bitcoin, right? My crypto portfolio is mainly Bitcoin, and I don't hold a lot of alts. In fact, the only alts that I really hold as of right now is Casper, of course, and a little bit of Ethereum. Okay, but my plan is to sell some of my Ethereum. In fact, a couple of days ago, I did actually sell some of my positions in Ethereum, and I'm glad I did. Okay, but do I think Ethereum will continue to go much, much higher? There is potential for that, but man, I must say it is not looking too good for Ethereum, and just altcoins in general, right? Altcoins are taking a bigger hit lately. Okay, I did show you guys a chart as well in yesterday's video, so if you guys haven't seen that video, like I said, you should definitely check it out, because I'll talk about why you guys should hold more Bitcoin than altcoin. Because I know a lot of you guys that watch my videos hold, a lot more alts than Bitcoin, right? Which I don't think is a healthy portfolio in my opinion. I think holding more Bitcoin is a much healthier portfolio, like 70% Bitcoin, and then the other 30% is in alts, right? That's just personally my opinion. But yeah, looking at this, guys, the Bitcoin monthly returns. Yeah, like I said, this is not, a great start right now. We are 3 days, okay, 3 days into this month of November. Today is November 3rd on a Monday. So, we are still pretty early into this month in November. Like, this is pretty much just the beginning. We're not even, a week into this month yet. So, I don't want to make any early calls, but I still do believe November is going to be, probably a decent month for Bitcoin and crypto. Okay, it's too early to make these calls, guys. I feel like the market is really manipulated, as we all know, right? It really is, guys. That's just what it feels like, right? And I think it's facts, okay, at this point. But yeah, looking at this, November is Bitcoin's strongest month. Since 2013, November has been Bitcoin's best month, averaging 42.5% gains. Could this be Moon November? Like I said, there is potential for that. Okay, I already talked about this in yesterday's video, so if you guys haven't seen it, you should definitely check it out. But yes, I do believe, November is going to be some amazing times, okay, for Bitcoin and crypto, right? Especially Bitcoin. So we'll have to see, guys. Okay, don't mark my words for it. We could potentially see a red November or a green November. At this point, okay, it's too early to make some calls, right? But yeah, looking at this, guys. So what's happening right now with crypto? Apparently $140 million worth of crypto longs liquidated in the past 60 minutes. So more people are in fact being liquidated. Okay. So yeah, very, unlucky to see, right? Very unlucky to see. And look at this, guys, right? Apparently Binance is non-stop dumping Bitcoin and Ethereum ahead of Fed speech today. They're selling millions every few minutes to liquidate longs, another exchange manipulation. So yeah, like I said, I feel like this is really all just manipulation. I have no idea why Binance is dumping Bitcoin and Ethereum. Apparently they are, right? And it just clearly shows you guys that right over here. So yeah, past few hours and minutes, they've been, dumping Bitcoin and some Ethereum as well, right? You guys clearly see that. So I don't have no idea why they are doing this, okay? But maybe this is the main reason why we aren't seeing Bitcoin going down. Obviously, some heavy selling is happening, okay? And yeah, this is probably the main reason why we aren't seeing Bitcoin and crypto dropping today, because Binance is selling, right? We are seeing some heavy selling happening right now. And that's why we are seeing this dump, right? But yeah, looking at this, guys, looking at the more, positive side, right? Bitcoin is still holding this, support level, right? It hasn't broken down from it. So it's still holding up very well. So as long as Bitcoin stays above this support level, there is really nothing to be, fearful about, right? And this is not the first time that Bitcoin has had a retest back down to this level, right? We have seen it many times, and it does recover. And hopefully this time, when we do see a recovery, right, for Bitcoin, right from this, support level, it does continue to bounce back up even higher. Because I told you guys many times that I don't think 126K for Bitcoin is the top. I don't think that is the cycle top. I think Bitcoin has so much potential to go much higher. I think, 140 to 150 even is very possible for Bitcoin this last cycle. I really do believe we're going to see a final leg up happening for Bitcoin, like what I talked about previously. So yeah, don't lose faith, guys. Okay, understand, still remain bullish. Don't lose faith. Okay, understand. I feel like this is all just manipulation at the end of the day, and they're just trying to scare you guys to get out of the markets. Okay, so don't be fearful, right? Ignore the noise, ignore the FUD, okay, and continue to stack and just hold your positions, right? That's just personally me, and that's personally what I'm doing. As you guys know, I'm holding Bitcoin for long term. I'm not planning on selling any of my Bitcoins this cycle. I know you guys may say that is dumb, but I'm in it for long term, okay? And I've been investing into Bitcoin now for 5 years now, over 5 years, and it's been an amazing journey, okay? And ever since I started, investing into Bitcoin, I've just been holding it. I have not sold any of my Bitcoins, not even a dime of it, like even 1% of it. never sold, right? I've just been simply buying and holding, and I'm still planning on doing that in the next 8-10 years from now, even longer, right? I'm in it for long term, and it's the same story with Casper, right? Now, looking at this, guys, Ted says here, Bitcoin has dumped towards its 107,500 support level. This is the third or fourth retest in just 2 weeks, which isn't a good sign, and that's true, right? He also says here, if Bitcoin fails to hold this level, a retest of $100,000 will just be a matter of time. So yeah, guys, we may potentially see a retest back down to 100K. Okay, and remember, guys, it's been like, I believe, almost 180 days since Bitcoin has been trading above 100K, which is amazing to see, right? It is truly amazing to see that Bitcoin has been trading above $100,000 for the past almost 180 days now, right? But as I told you guys, I do believe, next year in 2026, we're going to see Bitcoin having a retest, and we're going to be entering, a bear market, okay? And I do believe Bitcoin will drop, alts will drop as well. And yeah, that's when we will see Bitcoin dropping back below 100K. Okay, I think that is very, very possible. So yeah, we will see Bitcoin going back down to like, 80K, 70K, even 50K, 40K, that is very, very possible, right? Like I said, I do believe next year we're going to be in some type of bear market, right? We're going to see some type of crash next year. So be ready for that, guys, right? And, take that as an opportunity to buy more. Okay, next year is going to be a great year to buy more Bitcoin. If you missed the opportunity of buying Bitcoin when it was at 70K, 50K, 40K, buy it next year in 2026. Don't, not miss that opportunity again. Okay, so that is that. But yeah, Bitcoin in 2023 versus Bitcoin in 2025. Okay, will history repeat itself? Are we going to see a similar move to what Bitcoin did back in 2023 versus where it is right now in 2025? Yeah, we'll have to see, guys. Okay, we will have to see, because I don't think this is the top for Bitcoin, like I said many times. Right, I really, really don't think 126 is the top. I think we will see Bitcoin going much, much higher. Okay, we're just seeing a little retest happening right now. Okay, back down to these levels, but I think it will bounce back up to the upside, just like what it did in 2023, pretty much. Okay, because after that, it just started to skyrocket. Okay, and it took some time. Bitcoin was, consolidating for some time now, right? Back in 2023, you guys clearly see that, and then it started to skyrocket. I think that's what we will see happening for Bitcoin, right, this time around. So be ready for that, guys, right? Bitcoin is still holding the trendline support from September 2024. The price needs to bounce here, or we could see a deeper correction. And that's true, right? That is very true. But like I said, Bitcoin is still above this, support level, okay? And I do believe it's going to bounce back up, exactly like what this chart is in fact showing us here. I really do believe in the next upcoming few weeks, maybe maybe this month in November, right? If everything does play out, the right way, if Moonvember is actually, going to be happening, this is what's pretty much going to be happening for Bitcoin, right? We're going to see it slowly, rise back up to its previous highs of 126, and then it's not going to stop there. It's going to continue to go much, much higher, right? So yeah, looking at this now, this is actually very, very interesting. So two scenarios could unfold on the Bitcoin chart. Scenario one, orange, suggests a breakdown to the extreme bottom of the channel, followed by a rebound to the extreme top at $280,000. Now, scenario two, purple, indicates that Bitcoin has found the bottom and now is targeting the lesser top of the channel at $180,000. Now, I'm mainly more towards scenario two, right? I don't think scenario one will be happening. Okay, I don't know, that may sound bearish to a lot of you guys, right? I don't think we're going to see Bitcoin, like, thinking about it now, right? Because I still believe, the Bitcoin 4-year cycle is still, a real thing. Okay, I don't think anytime soon it's going to be, breaking or anything like that, what a lot of people are in fact saying, because a fair few people are in fact saying, the Bitcoin 4-year cycle is going to be breaking, and this bull cycle it's going to be extending. Okay, maybe that will happen, but I don't think it's going to be happening in this cycle. I do believe, of course, down in the future, the Bitcoin 4-year cycle will be breaking. Okay, it will be breaking, and the bull cycle will be extending much, much longer, 100%. Okay, I don't think in the next like 50 to 100 years, the Bitcoin 4-year cycle will be around 100%. Okay, that's not what I'm saying, right? But I do believe it will eventually break. But this time around, especially this cycle, right, this bull cycle that we're currently in right now, I don't think, the Bitcoin 4-year cycle is going to be breaking, because people are in fact saying it's going to be extending to like next year, early next year. In 2026, we're going to see Bitcoin continues to rise in 2026. I don't know if that's going to be happening, right? Because usually Bitcoin does top out in November and December, okay, during a bull market, which is where we are right now. So usually Bitcoin should be topping out either this month or next month in December, right? So I'm more towards scenario number two. Okay, I do believe 180 is very, very possible. 280, yeah, I really don't know about that. Okay, I really do not know about that. I don't think we're gonna see that happening in this cycle, right? But in the next cycle, 100%. Okay, 100%. I know a lot of us were expecting Bitcoin to reach like 300K, 400K, and I was predicting that as well, especially last year in 2024. I remember I was predicting Bitcoin, to reach those price levels. But thinking about it now, guys, I don't think it's going to be happening this cycle, unfortunately, right? And that's the truth. Okay, but either way, if Bitcoin does reach, you know, 150 to 180, 190, that's going to be amazing. Potentially even just 200K. That's going to be amazing to see, guys. Okay, it really, really would be. Now, Sailor posted this saying orange is the color of November. Okay, and I think he is hinting that he's going to be doing another buy for Bitcoin. Okay, so tomorrow he should be, okay, buying more Bitcoin, right? Well, giving us an update that, strategy did accumulate more Bitcoin, because we know these guys have been dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin, right? So you guys clearly see these orange circles are the strategy purchases. The bigger the circle, the bigger the purchase. So yeah, you guys clearly see ever since, throughout 2024 to where we are right now in 2025, the circles have been massive, especially in 2024. Look at that. Massive circles. Okay. So yeah, I do believe tomorrow, okay, Sailor will come out and post that strategy did accumulate more Bitcoin, and right now they hold like over $640,000. 640,000 Bitcoins, and that could change, right? That's going to change, right? Because I do believe this is a hint that strategy they're continuing to accumulate more, and they are, right. They're going to buy more Bitcoin during this month in November, okay. But yeah, this person says you're buying Bitcoin is not spending your money, it's saving your money. And this is facts, right? Just like what this person replies here on this post says, yep, buying Bitcoin isn't a purchase, it's reclaiming your wealth from a system designed to devalue it. And this is facts. Okay, and this is why, guys, I'm all in on Bitcoin, right? I'm treating Bitcoin like it's a savings account. Okay, and that's why I told you guys earlier, I'm not selling my Bitcoins. Okay, and ever since I've started investing into Bitcoin for the past over 5 years now, I have not sold any of it because I'm simply saving in Bitcoin. Like, I know where this asset is heading long term. Okay, and I know it's super scarce, right? There's ever only going to be 21 million Bitcoins. Okay, and millions of Bitcoins have been lost in the past, right? So it makes it even more scarce because realistically, it's not 21 million Bitcoins because it's lower than that, right? But yeah, Bitcoin is the most scarce asset out there, guys. Understand when something is truly limited, it always goes up in value, okay? And that's what Bitcoin is, right? It is truly designed to go up forever, and that's what Bitcoin has been doing for the past few years. So understand, guys, okay, you should save in Bitcoin. Okay, if you simply want to build wealth, you need to save in Bitcoin. It's a hedge against inflation. I get it, right? You guys may not think that because short term, okay, it goes up and down a whole bunch. It's really, really volatile, but long term, it always recovers and it always reaches new all-time highs. Okay, Bitcoin always recovers, guys, and it moves, right? So yes, in a way, it is a hedge against inflation, right? It beats inflation. Okay, it really, really does, and it has store of value, and that's why a lot of us are saving in a Bitcoin. That's why you're seeing a lot of people all around the world saving in Bitcoin, going all in on Bitcoin. Okay, investing into Bitcoin, even if it's just very, very small amounts. Okay, they're buying, sats. Okay, and they're just holding it. They're just saving it. Okay, and it's amazing to see, guys. Okay, so you want to beat the system, right? You simply just want to buy Bitcoin. You don't want to hold fiat. Okay, that is honestly the worst thing to do, right? I would rather hold, physical, precious metals than holding fiat, right? And yeah, I am starting to invest into, precious metals like gold and silver, as I told you guys a couple of days ago. But yeah, Bitcoin is always going to remain as my main focus, right? It's always going to be my biggest holdings, okay? And it's the OG, right? I started with Bitcoin. So it's not going to change, guys, okay? But yeah, that is that, guys, right? Buy Bitcoin, okay? Remember, it's decentralized. No one's controlling it, okay? There's no banks behind it. There's no government behind it. It's literally your own money. And that's why I'm so bullish on Bitcoin, guys, right? So that being said, guys, I appreciate all you guys for watching today's video. I will keep you guys up to date on Bitcoin, whether it will bounce back up to the upside. Hopefully November will be a decent month for November, okay? So Bitcoin, right, for this month of November, but so far it's down 2%. But we'll see if we will have a recovery, okay? But I think we will, okay? Like I said, we're only 3 days into this month. It's too early to make calls right now, okay? I think we're just seeing a little retest happening for Bitcoin. Look at this, right? It's already bouncing back up, okay? Bitcoin is slowly bouncing back up right now, right? So we'll have to see, guys. I will keep you guys up to date, so stay tuned for tomorrow's video. So that being said, I appreciate all you guys for watching today's video. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe. I really would appreciate that. And yeah, I will catch you guys all in my next video. Have a good one, guys.